Okay, again, welcome to the School of NBC and NSSP. Today we have a very special topic known as the important act and pact which was signed during the British rule in India. Okay, see, we got independent in the year 1947. But independence is never going to be given very easily, right? You have to fight for it. So today we will discuss some of the things which was given to the Indians before we got independent. So we will discuss some important agreements. Very important. We got independent only in the year 1947. So the first agreement was known as the Lucknow Pact of 1916. You see? We will discuss this. The Lucknow Pact of 1916. Why it is important? Because of two reasons. It is like this. Please look at the blackboard. The Lucknow Pact is too important because of the reunion of moderates and extremists. One of the most important reasons of the Lucknow Pact of 1916 is that the Muslim League and the moderates, the moderates and the extremists unite for the first time. It was split in the year 1907. In the year 1916, just like the moderates and the extremists come together. One more. Muslim in India, we all know they are in minority, right? So they are demanding separate electorate. When I say separate electorate, if you are Muslim, you can vote only for Muslim. If you are Christian, you can vote only for Christian. So that is known as a separate electorate. Separate electorate is one of the most important demands of the Muslim. Anytime. They never want to contest a general election. They want to contest an election which is reserved only for them. Take the example. Alright, only Muslim can vote for Muslim. So, separate electorate was for the first time accepted by the Indian National Congress. Okay, you can demand separate electorate from the British. And both Indian National Congress and Muslim League demanded dominion status. Both of them come together. We will fight for dominion status, which means self-rule. Swaraj. Remember? Not total independence. What is dominion status? Self-rule. Swaraj. We all know independence means complete independent, right? But no, as of now, till 1916, the demand of Indian was only self-rule, which means Swaraj, which means dominion status. You will still live under the British, but give us some freedom. Yes, give us some freedom to make our own laws, like in the social field, economic field, political field. But we will still be under the rule of the British. So this was the demand of the Indian National Congress in the Muslim League in the year 1916. In the year 1916. So this is too important from the NBC point of view. Why the Lucknow Pact of 1916 is important? Because the Muslim League in the Indian National Congress demanded dominion status for the first time. And the Congress also accepted the demand of the Muslim League of separate electorate. The separate electorate. So, yes, coming, separate electorate and dominant status is going to be asked from the NBC point of view. The Lucknow Pact of 1916. Very much important. And the moderates and the extremists also unite for the first time in this season, right? Lucknow season of 1916. Indian National Congress season. So, this is an agreement, which is the first important agreement in the history of the Indian freedom struggle. The Lucknow Pact of 1916. The Lucknow Pact of 1916. The Simon Commission of 1927. Okay, here again we'll discuss one topic. The Simon Commissions of 1927. Okay, this is another important commission which we are going to discuss today. The Simon Commission was appointed in the year 1927 in the city of London. Okay, November 8, 1927. It was appointed in the city of London. So let's see what is all about this. The Simon Commissions. The Simon Commission, which was appointed in the city of London, has some. This is very much important. We will discuss this from the embassy point of view. The Simon Commission was appointed in 1927 to give some constitutional reforms to the Indians. Okay. The Indians, we all know, by 1927 we are demanding independence. So the Britishers also feel like something has to be given to the Indians. So Simon Commission was appointed on November 8, 1927 in the city of London. And it came to India in the year 1928. And published its report in the year 1930. So remember, it came to India in the year 1928. And it published its report in the year 1930. India totally rejected this commission. Too important. This was often asked. Why India totally rejected the Simon Commission? Because the demand of India was independent. But the Simon Commission just gave some constitutional reforms. Not independent, just some reforms. So, totally rejected. Why? The demand of India was independent. Second, there was no Indians in the Simon Commission. Often asked in embassy. Simon Commission is known as the White Man Commission. White Man Commissions. Often asked in embassy. The Simon Commission is also known by another name known as the White Man Commissions. Okay, because all the members were British, white men, no Indians. So this can be asked. It's a White Man Commission. And India totally rejected because of this reason. No Indians, and the demand of the Indian was independent. Two reasons they rejected. It came to India in the year 1928, published its report in the year 1930. It also came to Naga Hills. Okay, we will discuss that in Nagaland next week. We will discuss that the Simon Commission also visited the Naga Hills. Okay, one more thing we're going to discuss. Nehru Report of 1928. A British man, Lord Birkenhead, has been demanding. Okay, this person has been demanding. He challenged the Indians, you make a constitution. Okay, India should have a separate constitution. So, for the first time, the Nehru Report of 1928 has demanded so many charter to the India, to the British. Okay, see, now it is like this. The Nehru Report of 1928 demanded so many things towards the British. So Nehru, I'm talking about Motilal Nehru, father of Jawaharlal Nehru. I'm not talking about Jawaharlal Nehru, okay? I'm talking about Motilal Nehru. Motilal Nehru Report of 1928. Jawaharlal Nehru father, who was a prominent Congress leader. He demanded some demand. So now we will see his demand. This is often asked in BC. And who challenged it? It was Lord Birkenhead who challenged the Indians. You should have a constitution of your own. This was often asked in BC. Who challenged the Indians to have a separate constitution? It was Lord Birkenhead. Okay, Nehru Report, August 1928. Okay, see the date, August 1928. August 1928. Nehru Report of 1928. In the month of, it was published. This report was published in the month of August 1928. So let's see what is the demand towards the British. Okay, number one is dominant status. We all know. Dominant status. Joint electorate. They demanded dominant status. What is this dominant status? Dominant status means self-rule, right? So the main demand of the Nehru report was also the dominant status towards the British. Too important. Second is they demanded joint electorate. Too important. This is often asked. Separate electorate is different with joint electorate. Let's see what is a joint electorate. When I say joint electorate, in election you will have two votes. One, you can vote for one vote you can give to anyone you like. Anyone you like. Anyone, okay? Anyone you like. And the other, you will vote only for your caste. If you are ST, you can vote only for ST. If you are AC, you can vote only for AC. And if you are Muslim, you can vote only for Muslim. If you are Hindus, you can vote only for Muslim. Alright, joint electorate means in election you will have two votes. One, you can only vote for your caste. The other is open. You can give to anyone. So the demand of the Nehru report was joint electorate. Too important. Too important. This was asked last year. Okay, what was the demand of the Nehru report? It was joint electorate. Second, separation of powers between the center and the state. One of the most important demand of the Nehru report is separation of powers between the center and the provinces. The center in the provinces or the state. Center of the provinces, which is the state. Now I'm going to explain all this. See. What is all about this one? We all know India is made up of 28 states, right? Presently, India is made up of 28 states. So they say that the Indian state should be given more power from the center. The government of India should give more power to the state. That is the demand. Even those states, okay, they demanded the same thing. The center in the state, power should be separated. No one should interfere. That was the demand of this Nehru report. And one more, complete dissociation of state from relation. That means they want a secular state, right? We have all discussed what is a secular state. Yes? Complete separation of state, complete separation of state from religion. That means we want a secular state. The state should not impose any restriction on the religion. Freedom of religion. That means they want a freedom of religion. Yes or no? So Nehru report talks about separations, complete dissociations of state from religion. That means they want a secular state. No interference in the religion. You can worship your own religion. No tax should be imposed. Nothing should restrictions be imposed. There should be complete freedom. Complete dissociations of religion from state from religion. Complete dissociations of state from religion. And last one more point is full protections to cultural and religious interests of Muslim. Full protections to cultural and religious interests of Muslim. Full protections to cultural and religious interests of Muslim. Yes, there should be a full protections to cultural and religious interests of Muslim. They are Indians, but they also know that Muslims are in India, right? So, full cultural protection should be given to the Muslim. And lastly, they demanded 19 fundamental rights. Please write down, okay? The Nehru report recommended how many fundamental rights? It's 19. The Nehru report recommended 19 fundamental rights. The Nehru report recommended 19 fundamental rights. Which can be asked from the APC point of view, how many fundamental rights were recommended by the Nehru report? 19. Jinnah means Muhammad Ali Jinnah, father of Pakistan. I'm talking about Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Okay. So see, Nehru report was for the Indian National Congress, right? So this man, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who was the leader of the Muslim League, okay, for a Muslim, as a counter attack to the Nehru report, this was a demand which he made, known as the Jinnah 14 demand. That means a 14 demand is going to be made to the British. Yes, on March 28, 1929, in the city of New Delhi, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the father of Pakistan, has demanded the 14 demands. So let's see this Muhammad Ali Jinnah 14 demand. What are these demands in the year 1929? In the year 1929, let's see this demand. Number one, separate electorate. I'm going to discuss only this one. Their main demand is this one. Separate electorate. Separate electorate is the demand of the Muslim. They are in minority. So their main demand was under the 14th demand. The first was separate electorate, where you can vote only for your caste. That means they want reservation even in the election. Yes, they want some seats to be reserved for them, and for them only the Muslim get contest from that constituency. That was the demand of the Muslim. Separate electorate. And their demand was again provincial autonomy. What is this provincial autonomy? Provincial autonomy means the state government should be given more freedom to make the laws in their own field. Provincial autonomy means the state government should be given more power to make laws in their own areas. That means Nagaland state should be given more freedom to make laws, right? In the state of Nagaland, no interference. That means they want provincial autonomy, provincial freedom. Autonomy means the freedom, right? It's the freedom. And third point, federal constitutions with residual powers to provinces. Federal constitutions with residual powers to provinces. Okay. Federal constitutions with residual powers to provinces. So now here I'm going to explain something. That means Indian constitution should be federal. And we all know what is federal. Federal means a government where power is divided between two organs, the center and the state government, right? So see, what is their demand? Federal constitutions with residual powers to provinces. When I say residual, it means some of the special powers which is not given to any organs, not given to the district, not given to the state, not given to the anyone, but which is focused at the top, in the center. Okay, so this power should be given to the states under the 14-point demand of Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Residual power means those power which is at the top, at the center, at the top of the person. Might be the Prime Minister office, might be the central government, right? So that power is never given to any person. So the demand of the Muhammad Ali was that this power should be given to the states. Provinces means this power should be given to the states. So this is the one of the 14 demand of Muhammad Ali Jinnah. And next point, 1/3 Muslim representations in the central legislature. 1/3 representation for a Muslim in the central legislature. See, where it might be, that means they're asking about in the parliament. In the parliament, all the seats, suppose parliament consists of 500 seats, 1/3 should be reserved for Muslim. This is a huge demand, okay? So the Muslim demand is this one, 14 demand is this one. 1/3 should be reserved for Muslim in the central legislature. Central legislature means, you can take the best example, the Parliament of India today. Alright, the Parliament of India today. And next demand is like this. In any cabinet at the center or in the province, 1/3 should be reserved for Muslim. Whether in the state government or in the Parliament of India, all the ministers, see, cabinet means the minister. Again, they are asking about 1/3. In any cabinet, whether it's in the center or the state government, 1/3 should be reserved for Muslim. Take example in Nagaland, we have 12 ministers, right? We have 12 ministers in Nagaland. Chief minister, along with the chief minister, we have the 12 minister. So 1/3 should be plus 4, right? The 4 ministers should be reserved for a Muslim. Like that. Whether it's in the Parliament of India, in the state, everywhere they demand how much? 1/3 reservation. So it's a huge demand. So this is the demand of the Muslim. See, there are so many demands, but I'm not going to discuss all this. Okay, I think I've given you already in the materials, but this is the most important demand. So it's a counterattack to. It's a counterattack to the Nehru report of 1928. So what is the most important thing they're going to ask? They are going to ask separate electorate. What is provincial autonomy, and what is 1/3 reservation? 1/3 reservation means reservation for a Muslim in any government, whether it's the center or the state government. And this is the demand of the Muslim. Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Muhammad Ali Jinnah. So these are some of the basic things you can see from the MBC point of view. Alright, MBC can ask this kind of questions. Next is Gandhi 11 demand. Mahatma Gandhi again. They're all like a child, right? Demanding so many things. Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, demanded 11 demands towards the British. Immediate demand. If you don't give this demand, I will launch civil disobedience movement, which we have discussed. Yes, Mahatma Gandhi again demanded 11 demands. So let's see what are his demands. Mahatma Gandhi presented 11 demands to the British. Okay. 31st January 1930. This was the demand made. On 31st January 1930, if you are unable to give our demand, I will launch civil disobedience movement. But because of what reason? In the year 1929, something happened. The Indian National Congress system, you remember? What yes here? What was the most important document in the Indian National Congress of 1929? India will fight for complete independence. Borna Swaraj, right? Under the leadership of Jawaharlal Nehru, the Congress says that we will fight for Borna Swaraj, which means complete independence. The British are not giving you the self-rule, right? The Swaraj. So now they decided that we will fight for total independence. The Indians will fight for total independence. For that reason, Jawaharlal Nehru adopted the Borna Swaraj in the Lahore sessions of 1929. For that reason, in the year 1930, Mahatma Gandhi demanded 11 demands. 31st January 1930, Gandhi 11 demands. So let's see what are these demands. If this demand is not met, he will launch civil disobedience movement in India. So number 1, reduce land revenue by 50%. The first 11th demand of Gandhi was reduce the land revenue. Too much, the tax is too much. So reduce the land revenue by 50%. The first demand, is land revenue should be reduced by 50%. Land revenue should be reduced by 50%. Number 2, abolish salt tax. Abolish salt tax. It's the worst in India. So the salt tax should be abolished. Number 3, reserve coastal shippings for India. Reserve coastal shipping for Indians. Reserve coastal shipping for Indians. Reserve the coastal shipping for Indians. Number 4, introduce textile production. Introduce textile protection. Introduce textile protections. Introduce textile protections. Reduce rupee sterling. Reduce rupee sterling ratio. Reduce rupee sterling exchange ratio. Okay, I'm going to explain this now. See, if you see the money, Indian rupee, 1 Indian rupee is equivalent to almost $81, right? American dollar, US dollar. You see, this is too much, right? 1 Indian rupee is equal to I'm so sorry. $1 is equal to 80 Indian rupee. You see, it is too much. Yes or no? You see, American $1 is almost equal to Indian 80 rupees. So like that, if you go to England, the ratio was too much, exchange ratio. Okay, see, if it's 1 Indian rupee, American, just like the England pound is going to be more. So they want to reduce this. Mahatma Gandhi wants to reduce this ratio so that Indians should have less pardon. This was his demand. And next will be the accept postal reservation bill. Accept postal reservation bill. Accept postal reservation bill. Accept the postal reservation bill. And number 7 is release political prisoner. 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 And number 8, reduce expenditure on army and civil service by 50%. Reduce expenditure on army and civil expenditure by 50%. Reduce army expenditure by 50% and civil expenditure by 50%. And number 9, introduce total prohibitions on intoxicants. Intoxicant means drugs and alcohol. Mahatma Gandhi was very much in favor of consumption of drugs and alcohol. So number 9 demand is total prohibitions on consumption of intoxicants. Mahatma Gandhi demanded total prohibitions on consumption of drugs and alcohol. And number 10, carry out reforms in criminal investigation department. Carry out reforms in criminal investigation department. Carry out reforms on criminal investigation department. And carry out reforms on criminal investigation department. Carry out reforms in criminal investigation department. And last will be the change the Arms Act. Change Arms Act allowing popular control of issue of firearms licenses. Change the Arms Act. That means Mahatma Gandhi is in favor of giving some armed license to the Indians, right? So change the Arms Act. Last point. The 11th demand was change the Arms Act. Change the Arms Act allowing popular control of issue of firearms license. Allowing popular control of issue of firearms. Allowing popular control of issue of firearms license. That's all. These are almost 11 current demands. So these are very good demands. But unfortunately, the British will never accept this, right? So this is the demand of the British. This is the demand of the Indians towards the British. So these are known as the country demand. See the date on which day? 31st January 1930. Muhammad Ali Jinnah demand, March 28, 1929. Nehru report, August 1928. Seymour Commissions, 1927, November 8. November 8. Okay, November 8. Who knows this might be your day of exam? If NBC release your advertisement by this week. Yes. November 8, you can appear the NBC prelims. So remember the day. If Simon Commission on which day it was appointed? November 8, 1927. And it was just given to give some constitutional reforms. And it is also known as this report was also known as this report gives you constitutional reforms, and this is also known as the White Man Commission. Right? We have another name for the Simon Commission. Who knows? They will never ask Simon Commission. What is White Man Commission? Same thing. Okay. The Simon Commission is known as the White Man Commissions. This is the demand. This is the demand. Okay, next will be the Commonwealth Award. August 1932. Please write down the Commonwealth Award. On 16 August 1932, the Commonwealth Award was announced by British Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald. The Commonwealth Award was announced by Ramsay MacDonald. Commonwealth Award, 16 August 1932. Very important. What is Commonwealth Award? MBC is very much concerned about Commonwealth Award. When I say communist, it means very dangerous, right? It's a religious thing. If you are Christians, you can vote only for Christians. Election is not open. Election is based on religion. I'm a Muslim, I will vote for only Muslim. I'm a Hindu, I will vote only for PGP. Like that, okay? The Commonwealth Award, which is very dangerous. So it was introduced by British Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald on 16 August 1932. Please write down. This award gives separate electorates to Muslim, Sikh, European, Indian Christians, Anglo-Indians. This award gives separate electorate. This award gives separate electorates for Muslims, Sikhs, Europeans, Indian Christians, Anglo-Indians, the priest class. This award gives separate electorates for Muslim, the Sikh, the Europeans, the Indian Christians, Anglo-Indians, the priest class. The priest class means the lowest class in India, okay, like untouchable. The priest class means the poor man. This award gives separate electorates for Muslims, Sikh, Indians, Europeans, Indian Christians, Anglo-Indians. That means to the minorities. Take example. Commonwealth Award is not giving separate electorate to the minorities. You don't have to memorize. Just write in the bracket for minorities in India. So Mahatma Gandhi was very much against this one because he wants unity. India is one. No small, no big. Every one of us are same. So Commonwealth Award is the worst thing in India. The Indians, Mahatma Gandhi was fighting till 1932. Mahatma Gandhi is fighting for independence. But now what has been announced by the British? It is too insult, right? It is too insult. So he will go for fast until death. Mahatma Gandhi will go for fasting now. And the agreement is going to be signed now. Just come okay after 5 minutes. So please remember this one. See, we all know the Commonwealth Award was announced, right? So the Indians, especially Mahatma Gandhi, was very much upset with this one. So he went for fast unto death, fasting. I will die by fasting. Until unless the government of the British cancel the Commonwealth Award, I will go for fast until death. So what happened is that when he was in jail, automatically he's going to be arrested, right? So Mahatma Gandhi was arrested. So when in jail, an agreement was signed on as the Pune Pact. Okay. So Pune Pact was signed between Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the father of the Indian Constitution. The Pune Pact was signed on 24th September 1932. At which place? At Pune in Maharashtra, between Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Okay, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. And the other name is known as the Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the Indian Constitution. So let's see the agreement. Let's see the agreement. What is all about the Pune Pact? The Pune Pact was signed between Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar on 24 September 1932 at Yerwada Central Jail in Pune. Yerwada Central Jail in a place called Pune in Maharashtra. Right? Yerwada Central Jail in the city of Pune, Maharashtra. So what is all about this agreement? It says that according to this agreement, the idea of separate electorate for the depressed class was abandoned. Separate electorate was removed. For what people? Okay, only depressed class, which means the lowest class of the Indian society. Mahatma Gandhi was very much in favor of this. So the idea of separate electorate, which was given by the British in the Commonwealth Award, was abolished. No more. Okay, it was cancelled. For depressed class, the separate electorate was abolished by this act. Too important. By the Pune Pact of 1932. However, the seat reserved for these people was increased from 71 to 147 in the central legislature, that means in the Parliament of India. However, the seat reserved for these people was increased from 71 to 147 in the central legislature by this agreement. But the seat reserved for the depressed class was increased from 71 to 147 in the provincial legislature and 18% in the central legislature. 18% in the central legislature. And so it's a state legislature. See, before independence also we have two houses, okay, in India. We have two houses. We have Parliament of India and the state legislature, like now, right? Like now we have Parliament of India, every Indian state have a state legislature. So, what I want to say is that the seat reserved for the depressed class was increased from 71 to 147 in the state legislature and 18% in the central legislature. That's all. That is known as the Pune Pact. Commonwealth Award, Pune Pact, you can expect one. Every year, okay? Every year you can expect one. This is a very important issue. 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 So you have to remember this from the MPC point of view. Okay, from the MPC point of view, this is very much important. This is very much important. See, we the Indians are demanding complete independence, right? Till now, till 1942, the movement is going on very fast. So what happened is that the Britishers, for the first time, granted the Dominion status. Too important. In the year 1942, which is known as the August Offer. August Offer means in the month of August, the Britishers offered you something for the first time. Right? For the first time, the Britishers have offered you something known as a dominant status, which you have been demanding for time in. There were six. There were six you were demanding. So now it has been given. It has been given. It has been given. So see, dominant status was offered to the Indians in the year 1942. But India will totally reject, right? Because we said we want only complete independence. We want only complete independence. So in the year 8 August 1947, it's known as August, which is known as giving you a dominant status. Giving you a dominant status. And the Britishers have also said you can have a constituent assembly. Okay. Constituent assembly. What is this constituent assembly? Constituent assembly will make the constitution of India. Okay. This constituent assembly will make a constitution of India. India can also have a constituent assembly. But after the end of the Second World War, this was offered after the end of the Second World War. That is why India completely rejected. Second World War is going on, right? The World War is going on now. 1939 till 1945. The Second World War is going on. So what happened is that all this offer will be given only after the end of the Second World War. So India totally rejected. So see, the only one that you can expect is what is August offer? It gives you dominant status, the self-rule, the Swaraj, 8 August 1942, which will be completely rejected by the Indians. Because there is no independence, on top of that, this is going to be given only after the end of the Second World War. Next will be the Cripps Mission in March 1942. Again, the Cripps missions of 1942 in the month of March. Okay, it landed the city of India in the month of March 1942. The Cripps mission. So let's see what about all about these Cripps missions. The Cripps missions came to India in the year March 1942, headed by Strafford Cripps. This mission was led by Strafford Cripps in the month of March 1942. So, what was the things offered? Same thing. Dominant status. Same thing, right? Dominant status was offered. You can have a constituent assembly. You can set up a constituent assembly to make a constitutions. It is a constituent assembly just like a body, okay? It's like a top body where you will make a constitution of India. Because every country wants to have a constitution of its own, right? You want a constitution. India is also having a constitution now. So like that, they want a constitution. So the Cripps mission was offered you. You can have a dominant status. You can set up a constituent assembly. All right. You can you can have a constituent assembly, and in the meantime, defense of India. Who will take in charge of defense? We are having a war. So who will defense of India? Who will look after defense of India? Was it given to the Indians? No. Defense of India will be in the hands of the British. So India completely rejected again. And all this is going to be given only after the end of the Second World War. So again, India completely rejected. Okay, same thing. Dominant status offered, constitution you can have, but the defense of the Indians will be in the hands of the British. And any state who does not want to join the union of this can also have a separate constitutions. Any Indian state which does not want to join the Indian Union can also have their own constitutions. Because we have so many states, right? 562 states before we got independent. But India totally rejected because this offer is going to be given only after the end of the Second World War and not independent, right? See, the whole thing will mess us now in the year 1942. If it was in 1905, 6, we should have accepted, but no one will accept it. who will accept the dominant status. So it is never going to be given. It is never going to be given. C. Rajagopalachari formula. A veteran Congress leader prepared a formula for a Congress in the Muslim League in 1944. C. Rajagopalachari formula, often asked in BC 1944. What is this C. Rajagopalachari formula? He's a congressman. So see, the Indian National Congress in the Muslim League are in opposite, right? The Muslim are also demanding for Pakistan. India is also fighting for independence. So, see, now no one is going to cooperate against each other. So, he's the man who has announced the formula. Okay, then, now the Muslim and the Hindus, the Indian National Congress and the Muslim League will have a talk. Okay, will have a demand. So let's see the demands. Just not a formula. Okay, his formula. Let's see what is his formula for the Indians. Well, for the Indians as well as for the Muslims. That means for the Hindus as well as for the Muslims now. So let's see their demand. One is like this. Muslim League to support Congress demand for independence. You see, the first Rajagopalachari formula demand was Muslim League will support the Congress demand for independence. Or else, this is a very good formula, right? We have to support each other because we are fighting against a nation which is tougher than us, which is greater, bigger. We are fighting against the greatest country in the world, British. So, Muslim League should support the Congress demand for independence. That is the first Rajagopalachari formula. Number one formula. Number second, Muslim League to cooperate with Congress in forming a provisional government at center. Provisional government at center. Now, first page will tell me what is this provisional government. Provisional. Yes. First page. At center. Yes. Muslim League will support the Congress in forming a provisional government at center. What is this? State government. Similar? Yes. You can closer. Yes, you can. Provisional government. Subhash Chandra Bose has formed so many provisional government. Yes. Subhash Chandra Bose. I have been discussing all this topic. Yes. All of you? Anyone? Yes. Provisional government. Yes, sir. You came across yesterday. What is all about this one? Provisional government. This is one word. Yes? Here? What provisional? What is this provisional government? This one. Yes, it's a non-recognized federal government, right? You are fighting for independence. Just take example in ASEAN. Yes, even in Angland, they are fighting for independence. So, they will form a government which will challenge the real government. The government here will never recognize this government, right? In ASEAN, but they are also running a real government. Like this, the Muslim League will support Congress in forming a provisional government in the center. That means the government of India is the central government. And last one is, after the end of the Second World War, the entire populations of Muslim majority will decide by plebiscite whether to form or not to form a separate country. You see, this is a good one. After the end of the Second World War, Muslim majority, which is in present day East Bengal. Yes, Bengal, Balochistan, Northwest Frontier Province. This all will decide by plebiscite. The Muslim, that means Raja Gopal is a very good person. He said, okay, Muslim, whether you can have a separate country or not, let's have a plebiscite after the end of the Second World War. What is that? Plebiscite means all majority of. Plebiscite means large people gathered in the place to take a very important decisions. Okay, large people in terms of lakhs, in terms of crore, or maybe in terms of thousand, you come together in a place and taking a very important decisions on that day. It's not plebiscite. Okay, we can have a plebiscite whether to have a new country or not. Yes, that will be the most important issue. That will be the most important issue. And you see, in case of acceptance of partition, agreement to be made jointly for safeguarding defense, commerce, and communication. See, he is very much worried. If the partition happens, okay, now by plebiscite, the Muslim says that I will go to Pakistan, I will form a new country. Okay, but what about the defense of the country? It will be, see, foreigners will attack us, right? Both India and Pakistan, so we will defend it jointly. That was what was the demand, what was the formula given by Raja Gopal. If India and Pakistan is partition, okay, who will look after the Indians in Pakistan? Defense, in the field of defense, in business, we will work together. Okay, so this was all about the Raja Gopal demand, which was made in the year 1944. Very much important. So far we have discussed the Lakoba, the Simon Commissions, the Mihuri Report, Muhammad Ali from China for the demand, Raja Gopal, Kaki 11 demand, right? Commonwealth Award, Unaba, and Akas offer, the Crips missions, Raja Gopal formula, and second last, I will discuss June 1945, known as the Weibull Plan. Lord Weibull has announced a plan known as the Weibull Plan in the city of Shimla, which is in present-day Himachal Pradesh, right? Himachal Pradesh. The Weibull Plan was announced on 14 June 1945 by Lord Weibull, the then Governor General of India. Lord Weibull. He introduced the Weibull Plan on 14 June 1945 in a place called Shimla, present-day Himachal Pradesh. So let's see, he's a British man. What would he offer to the Indians? So please write down. With the exceptions of the Governor General and the Commander-in-Chief of the Army, all the members of the Executive Council were to be Indians. Commander-in-Chief and Governor General. See, as of now, we are under the British, right? Till now, we have not got independent. So now, who is looking after India? A Governor General. And there is also an Army Chief, who is to protect the Indians. So, with him, this person says that we have an Executive Council. See, Executive Council means like a minister. In Nagaland, we have 12 ministers. In Peru, along with the Chief Minister, we have 12 ministers to make laws, to look after the Indians. Okay, so like this, even though during those days, we have an Executive Council to look after India. So what he wants to say is that all these should be Indians. Now by 1945, all the Executive Councillor should be Indians except the Governor General and the Army Chief. Too important. 2% is outside. All the lawmaking person in India should be Indians except 2%. Governor General and the Commander-in-Chief. And second point, all these Executive Council, Commander-in-Chief, Governor-General should function according to the Government of India Act 1935. Till now for timing. We all know it is the Government of India Act 1935 which acted as the Constitution of India. Yes, till India got independent, till we made a new constitution, we acted according to the Government of India Act 1935. So this plan also says that India should be run according to the Government of India Act 1935. Till for timing, right? Till we got independent, till we make a new constitutions, our country should be run according to which act? Government of India Act 1935. And one more point is, Muslims and Hindus were to have equal representations to make the laws. See, in the Executive Council, all the Muslims and the Hindus should have equal representations. Okay, that means no discrimination, no discrimination. Because till now we are fighting for India and we are too much divided. Now that is why we have Pakistan today, right? Even this year we have a war, right? Operation Sindhu. See, May 7. Even this year we had a war with Pakistan. So, see, actually we were together, we were friends, okay? Actually, one of my brothers is in Pakistan. But unfortunately, the Britishers were very much clever, and for almost 100 years in the 18th century, right? See, they separated the Indians. They feel like we are different. Just like the Nagas, you see? Now, today Nagas are divided. Yes or no? Wherever you are. We will all discuss this issue in the Nagaland, but our demand, see, we are so sorry to say, but we are also divided. So like that, they are also the same people, but at the end of the day, they are divided. So these are some of the Weibo plan. Okay, so APC can ask, when was the Weibo plan announced? Okay, they will never ask about the future, but they will ask about the dominance because of Cripps missions. These are very much important. Last will be the cabinet mission. Cabinet missions of 1946. The cabinet missions of 1946. The cabinet missions of 1946. March 24, 1946. Okay, this is too important. The cabinet mission plan. For the first time, both the Indians, both the Hindus and the Muslims, all the converts and the Muslim leg accepted the cabinet mission for the first time. Because independence was for the first time somehow visible in the cabinet mission plan. This right up, it's too important. Somehow the independence of India was mentioned in the cabinet mission plan, which was announced on March 24, 1946. The cabinet mission landed in the city of India on March 24, 1946. It came to India, see, with the aim to discuss the transfer of power from the British to the Indians. Too important. For the first time, it came to India with the objective to transfer the power from the British to the Indians. So lucky, right? And it was the cabinet mission plan which was both accepted by Muslims and the Hindus. For the first time, this was the plan which was accepted by both the Muslims and the Indians. And yes, under the cabinet mission plan, Indians have set up an interim government. Okay, often asked in PSC, which plan set up an interim government for India? So it is the cabinet mission plan, which have set up an interim government. Interim government means temporary government. See, take the example. Next year we are going to have election in Nagaland, right? But who will look after the Nagas till now? We have 1 more year to go for election, right? So during those days, who will look after the Nagas? There should be somebody, right? So this is known as the interim body. You can set up an interim body to make the laws during the transitional period. Interim government is a government which will serve during the transitional period, during the gap. Might be handing over the power, yes, or before the elections. There should be someone to look after the Nagas or look after the Indians. So like that, the cabinet mission plan has set up a interim government. Interim government was set up under the cabinet mission plan. Please remember all this. And it was the plan which transferred power to Indians. So both accepted by both Indians and the Muslim. Happily it was accepted. The mission was both accepted by Muslims and the Congress. Okay. Was introduced on 3rd June 1947. And this Lord Mountbatten Plan partitioned India into Pakistan. Okay, too important. On 3rd June 1947, the Lord Mountbatten Plan was introduced on 3rd June 1947. And that is how India was partitioned. Too important. It is this plan, Mountbatten Plan, which partitioned India into Pakistan. And the Queen of England signed it on 18 July 1947. Please write down. Mountbatten Plan was received the signature of the royal assent. That means the Queen's signature on 18 July 1947. And it was the Indian Independent Act, right? Indian Independent Act, Indian Independent Act 1947. It give independence, 15 August. Okay, on 15 August 1947, the British will take over India. So on 15 August 1947, officially we got independent by the act of Independence 1947. Okay, so this is how India got independent. So many demands were given to the Indians before that. Right. So these are some of the most important issues which we will be getting tomorrow. Tomorrow, see, the most of the question will be on ancient, medieval, and modern India. Okay, I have made the questions for the modern India, whatever we have studied in class. So it will be very good for you. I wish you the best of luck. And remember, you see, if you can score 100 plus, okay, if you can score 100 plus, you will crack these prelims. I assure you 100%, okay, but 100 plus, 105 or 100 plus. But see, if you get below 30, I don't think you are for this year. But if you are for 50, okay. In the first mock test, you get 50. You still have a chance. From 50, you go to 70, right? From 70 to 80 till 90. In the last mock test, try to get around 100. And that is how in the real exam, after 2 weeks, you might score 105 to 10 or 100. And that will be a kind of easy. Yes. So that is how a very good students will do. Okay, if you are ready for this job, this is the plan, okay? So, but if you get below 30, you are for next year, okay? Next year, okay, you are for next year. It's okay, when you get 0 or 1, you attempt, but this is the issue, this is the condition I'm going to give you, the realistic, okay? The realistic point I'm going to give you. See, we have discussed International Congress so many times. I have never discussed about the Muslim League, right? The Muslim League, which was formed in the year 1906. Founder, I am not going to give you the founder, it's a homework for you. The Muslim League was formed in the year 1906 by the Muslim, for the Muslims, okay? In the year 1906. The Muslim League was founded in the year 1906. I am not going to give you the person who has found this. It's a homework for you. But for them also, so many seasons, but 2 seasons is important. Muslim League also has so many seasons like Indian National Congress. Indian National Congress, how many times they have held the season? Yes, yeah? Before independence? Yes, yeah? Before independence, how much they have held? How many seasons were held before independence? Yes, yeah? Yes, yeah? 55, okay, remember before the word 55. Muslim no need to remember, okay? You will never relax. But 55 season. Muslim League, two seasons you have to remember. In the year 1940, seasons of the Muslim League, a resolution was passed, two nation theory. That means we will fight for a new country. The Muslims also decided that we are not Indians. How can we live with the Hindus? Just like the big eatings Hindus, right? See the Muslims. They eat cow, but they never eat the pig, right? But so they're opposite. They're opposite. So 1946 of the Muslim League is too important because of the Lahore Declaration. Divide and conquer policy was adopted. Too important. Two nation theory. Two nation theory was adopted because of one reason. The Lahore Census of 1940. Just remember this, okay? Memorize this tonight. You'll get one question from the ABC. Lahore Census is important for what reason? Two nation theory was adopted by the Muslim League. And what about 1943? Lahore Census 1943 and Muslim League season divide and conquer. That means you partition India into Pakistan and you leave India. This was a slogan given by the British, by the Muslim to the British. You divide India and Pakistan, we cannot live in one country. And second, you live our country. So divide and conquer slogan was adopted in the hierarchy system of the Muslim League in the year 1943. 1943. So this is the thing you have to remember from the Muslim League. Okay, the word Pakistan. The word Pakistan was created by this man, Chaudhry Ahmad Ali, a student of Pakistan. Okay, often asked in BSc, who coined the term Pakistan? Pakistan is a term coined by this man, Chaudhry Ahmad Ali, a student from Cambridge University. Cambridge, which is in England. Okay, a student of Cambridge is the man. He's a Muslim. Who termed the word Pakistan? Chaudhry Ahmad Ali. Pakistan. Chaudhry Ahmad Ali. See, from the preliminary point of view, we will stop here. Okay, this will be the last class for today for modern India. But in the mains, if you crack the mains this year, I think we will give you for another 2 weeks. Another 2 weeks will be on modern India. Exceptional on the modern India, alright? If you crack the prelims. So, prelims, so far, whatever I have given you, you can expect at least 30 questions directly. Yes, out of the 40 questions, you can expect at least 30. And for you, pass mark is 20, right? 18 to 20. If you can score 20, that will be your pass mark in history. But if you are too strong, even 30 is possible. Okay. There are some students who are very strong in history. You can even score 30. 30, okay. So 30, but if you are too weak, okay, if I'm too weak in history, I don't want to study, at least 18, minimum 18. If you get below this, no chance. Okay, you'll never crack this exam. So 18 will be your last, 18 will be the pass mark, without negative. So in BC, you can ask the question in this way. Who was the Governor General of India when the revolt of 1857 now? That was Lord Curzon, right? Or in BC, you can ask in this way. Who was the Governor General of India when cabinet mission came to India? See? Who was the Governor General of India when the civil disobedience movement was launched? Who was the Governor General of India when Mahatma Gandhi returned to India? So all this I have given you in the notes. Okay, Governor General. Who was the first Governor General? You see? You see the page? But these are, see, I don't want to give this because it's a Xerox copy, right? It's a Xerox copy. I don't want to discuss. See, you turn on the page 22. Page 22. See, actually, when the British came to India, the name they taken was Governor of Bengal. Okay, see, the name was like this because it was the Bengal, which was the headquarters of the British. Yes, till 1911. The Indian capital. What was the capital of India? Till 1911, it was the city of Calcutta. Till 1911, the capital of India was Calcutta. But after that, the history transferred to New Delhi. I think you'll not forget that one. This one mark, okay. This one mark, yeah. This one, yeah. This one mark. And remember, see, when British initially came, the name they have taken was Governor of Bengal because this was the only area they have covered. But when they captured all over India, they have changed the name into Governor General of India. Okay, Governor General of India. The name was changed when they have captured all over India. And one more thing. After the revolt of 1857, the Governor General of India will again hold an additional title known as Viceroy. This is too important. After the revolt of 1857, the Governor General of India is also known by one man, known as the Viceroy. So in BC, can ask this way: who was the last Governor General without the name of the Viceroy? So you have to find out that Lord Curzon was the last Governor General of India without title of Viceroy, and he became the first Governor General with the title of Viceroy. And we all know Lord Mountbatten, which partition India was the last Governor General of India, and he also holds the title of Viceroy. That means the title of Viceroy was given only in the year 1858. Okay, after the revolt of 1857. The title of a Viceroy, or else the Governor General, he was just known as the Governor General of India. Lord Curzon was the last Governor General of India without the additional title of Viceroy, and he became the first Governor General with the title of Viceroy. See, it is confusing but very easy. Okay, an egg is going to be lost. Every egg, I can discuss the egg, right? 1773 egg till 1947 Indian independent egg in the modern India, especially not modern India, but I can discuss the Indian movie. Yes, all this is the same. So these are the things you should remember. I'm not going to discuss all this. Okay, these are minor things you should study at home. The question will be in this way: who was the Governor General of India when the Queen India movement started? When the civil disorder movement started? When the non-democracy movement started? I have heard everything about that. And they can ask, who was the Governor General when Mahatma Gandhi returned to India? Last next year, who was the Governor General when your father returns? Oh. Yes? Our father died before, right? Our father. Mahatma Gandhi. Yes, yes. Who was the Governor General? Lord Hardinge. Okay. This is important. Yes, yeah. Who was the father of Karajina. So like that. Yes, like this one. We will stop here for today, okay? It's you go home, you study, you just study for 5-6 hours today, okay? Tomorrow we have a test. We have a test. Did we announce the timing? Yes, 10 to 2 hours is warming up. Prepare your best, okay? Whether you get 0 or not, it's up to you. But you please attempt, okay? This is too important. You inform all of your friends. This will be your foundations. Feel like this is my last attempt. Okay, I'm 35 years old. So this is my last attempt. So please do it this way. If you are last, if you run away from home test, you're running away from the wrong job. Okay, the boss is waiting for you. It's not the right back. Okay. This is more. You utilize the pros. Hope you're studying. Yes. This year, are you to be what by this year? This July? They need to know. Because the rules law, some people are never good. Like because they're not yet